Here with Northwestern State head coach Rick Cabrera, the Demons playing their final two home games of this regular season Saturday and Monday. And coach, I guess we look up and it's, in a normal year today would be March 1st. It's February 29th because it's a leap year, but hard to believe it's almost March.
Man, I was just talking to my wife and even my staff about how fast this has flown by. But this is the time of year that, you know, how people will say you earn your check, man. You got to earn your check, and you know, anything is possible. But most importantly, we got to finish strong with these last 3 games.
Well, you earn your way into the conference tournament, which, you know, is always a goal to get there. I know you probably want to be a little bit higher in the standings in a perfect world, but given what this team has gone through, I think it's still pretty impressive that you have a chance not only to be in the tournament, you've got a chance to finish over 500 in conference play. And in a year that's seen so much turnover from start to finish, that's a pretty impressive statement by your staff and your players.
Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate that. Yeah, but I give you know, all the credit to my players, man, my guys. They've been through a lot since day one. We've had most of them since last June. It's a long, long time just being around each other. And those guys persevered through not winning a Division I game in the first semester, and just staying the course, man. And us coaches, we, you know, like have to have the verbal approach with them, but still hold them accountable and practice hard. But they stuck with it. You know, a lot of teams would quit, and those teams that possibly have 3 wins and you know, and 4 wins overall, they just quit. You know, but these guys didn't quit. I'm so proud of them, man. And you know, like they have enjoyed success in conference, and they see what their potential is. And you know, like I told them, I said, with the mentality we have and the confidence we have right now, we can beat anybody in this league.
You'll start this homestand by facing Lamar, who you started conference play with roughly 2 months ago. Wasn't the conference opener you wanted, wasn't the result you wanted. But 2 months later, how much has this team grown? How different is this team than the one that walked into Niches Arena 2 months ago?
Yeah, different team. You know, like we've grown. We've you know, the last time we played those guys, you know, it was a ball game. I think we might have, you know, I would say led for 15 minutes of the first half, down by 5 at halftime, and it was still a ball game. And you know, and they made some good runs. They're a very well coached team. They got great size, got good players. But we're a different ball club. You know, we're a different ball club. We're starting to win on the road more. You're starting to win at home. You know, so you know, I like where we're at right now.
When you look ahead to these 2 home games, you got a chance to close out a winning season at home, as you mentioned, after a tough first semester. That's always a goal, is to win your home games. But if you do that, if you take both these games, you will guarantee at least a 500 finish in conference play and take some momentum into the tournament. But this is the opposite of last week. You had 1 game last week. Now it's about managing 3 games in 5 days. I know it doesn't change how you coach, and it doesn't change your approach, does it?
No. Well, to some extent, it changed my approach on what we do in practice. At this time of year, our practices are probably an hour. Very detailed, not a lot of physical contact. You know, like this is the first time since the first semester that we've had a Saturday, so we were a little bit out of routine, but our guys needed the rest. We have some guys that are banged up that just need a little healing. But like you said, we play Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday, you know, so, you know, like I have to be cognizant of their bodies, you know, and their minds, and, you know, and focus on what we need to do to win the game. You know, at this part of the season, you got to win practice with your mental and film. You know, so when it's time to play the game, you're prepared, ready to go.
You'll turn around and face a Nichols team on Monday that was in that back half of conference play where you did start to find some confidence on the road, and another game where you led on the road and had a pretty sizable lead. Tough one to finish at that place, but again, some things you can pull out of and say we're still a better team even a month later.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm with you, man. You know, just for me, sometimes it gets old of man, we led for 30 minutes and then we give it up. You know, at some point you got to finish it against the good teams, and you know, and Nichols is a phenomenal team. Coach Saller's done a heck of a job with that group. Has great guard play, good balance in the post. but now we have them here, so, they've done well on the road, and I mean, in conference, anybody can beat anybody. So, you know, both teams have their work cut out for them, but, so we focus on, like on Saturday, but then, we focus on a team that's fighting for a bye, and, technically, mathematically, I think we're out of it, yet. So we're fighting for that as well. But Nichols is, a very good team, and we're going to take it one game at a time and focus on beating them.
You want to avoid overtime with them too.
Absolutely. Hopefully their luck runs out at some point in overtime.
You'd rather finish it in 40, but if it takes 45, you'd go there too.
Absolutely. They've been a heck of a team in overtime.
One of those guys, if you went 45, that I know would like to play off 45, if he could avoid a couple of things, is Justin Wilson, your lone senior. You've talked several times about him, and I know about 2-3 weeks ago you said after game you got 7 or 8 games left with him and you were going to enjoy every one. Now you've got 3, including his last 2 at home. And in 1 year, especially, this was such a transitional year. What has he meant to this team and to this program?
Yeah, Justin's the heart of this program. There's not enough words for me to describe what he has brought here since the minute he has stepped on campus. His energy, his coachability. He comes to the office every day. Gonna miss that kid, but what he's done in conference has been phenomenal. I thought he had a bad non-conference. I'll be honest with you, and he'll tell you that. But from the minute we played Lamar all the way to now, I thought he's been very consistent. In rebounding and even scoring in the post for us. He's done a great job.
And it's hard to keep him off the boards. A lot of, he's got putbacks and tip-ins because of his activity and his pop.
Yeah. No, I mean, and he has that. If you ever look at him and he doesn't have energy and he's not playing hard, then there's something wrong with him. And you have to bring him aside to figure out. But I've never had that with him. So, he, is what you call an everyday dude because you know what you're going to get out of him every day. It may not be perfect sometimes, but his effort and his energy is rolling every minute, every second.
How hard is it going to be for you to, with one senior? I mean, it's not a big group, but sometimes those smaller ones can be special to balance some of those emotions Monday night when you've got him for the last time here in Prather.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a great question. Even at, like at Houston Christian, I told our guys, I said, these games are winding down. You got to count your blessings, man. And I pointed to Justin Wilson. I said, he's, 3 or 4 games left plus tournament of his career. I said, play for that man. You guys know what he brings to this team. If he's not here on this team, he doesn't keep you guys together. But we're not a very good conference basketball team. So those guys are going to play for him. Everybody else has eligibility, but he doesn't. So those guys are going to play for him. And obviously, it doesn't predict if you're going to win or not. But just leave it all out on the court for 40 minutes, and what happens.
Coach, as always, thanks for your time.
Thanks, buddy.